Hey guys, what is up? It's Dusty here, and welcome back to another crypto video. And today we're talking about the Ripple v SEC hearing that just took place. Really big win for Ripple if you ask me. That's the long story short of it all. What we basically got, the easy conclusion, is there's gonna be a redacted version of the SEC's privileged documents sent to the judge. She's going to oversee that all and then basically give some feedback. Again, this is the long story short as to whether or not she wants to see more info or not, because the key question at hand, which was the in-camera review, got approved. So basically, the judge is going to do some in-camera review of all SEC documents, or at least a good part of it all. The rest I'll talk about in this video, but I just wanted to quickly make that conclusion clear straight at the bat here. And guys, put down below if you're excited about the future of XRP. I know the case is taking long, but ultimately I think it is all worth it. And as I wanted to say just now, the rest of this video has been recorded during my live stream. I just decided to put the recording software on, because that way you got the fresh conclusion while I just after I listened to the entire freaking hearing, instead of me doing it now about 2 hours later or so, because now it's not as fresh anymore, right? So hopefully you enjoy it. It might not have a really good ending, might not have a really good beginning. I don't really remember, but enjoy it. Oh yeah, and this is also Dusty from the future right here. Make sure you check out Bybit. A link is down below. It is the exchange that I'm personally using, and I mean, I like it, I love it. You guys know it by now. Also, you might want to check out my Instagram. A link is down below. I'm not sure if I'm saying it somewhere throughout this video, but make sure you check it out. A link is down below, and potentially also check me out over on Twitter, TheDustyBC. Okay, let's discuss what just happened, right? So the court just adjourned, and the easiest conclusion to make right straight at the bat is Ripple won halfway. And what that means is right now the court basically said, you know what? I think Ripple is right on the sense that we should be able, the court, right, to see the documents, because otherwise it makes no sense. It absolutely makes no sense if we don't get to see it. That's what the court, or that's, I guess, what the judge basically said. So the conclusion right now is September 14th, there's going to be a redacted letter by the SEC. Plus, there's going to be a, what the frick did I write down? Unredacted letter to the court. Plus, there's going to be something about the in-camera review. But the one thing I didn't understand fully was whether or not it'll be an unredacted letter, then Ripple's reply, and then the video review, or the video review straight at the bat, and then the unredacted letter plus redacted letter to, the public basically, then the opposition, and then the broadening. What I mean with broadening, guys, is right now, as the way that I saw it, the court basically explained that right now the SEC has to put up this first initial letter and Ripple has to respond, and she's going to decide and give some guidance as to whether or not the SEC overbroadened this view of privilege or not. And after she's concluded that, for a small portion and very small, made smaller, she's going to conclude that over multiple different things. And that basically means she's going to see it more as kind of a guideline at the start, and then she'll broaden it out if need be, if you guys get the drift I'm trying to pull yet. So what that means is most likely it'll still take a couple of weeks, though, to come to some heavier conclusions, because even if we get this in-camera review, which I think is 100% certain, right? Because she said it's going to happen, the SEC will not be able to hide stuff anymore. Ripple explained to the judge exactly what they are looking for. And Yamin says, in-camera review describes a process of procedure where a judge privately looks at confidential, I know what in-camera review is, confidential, sensitive, or private information to determine what, if any, information may be used by a party. So Yamin, the only question I have at hand is whether or not there'll be these two letters before the in-camera review, or whether or not it will be this, I don't know whether it would be September 14th or after Ripple's response, but let's assume it's happening rather soon here. So the judge is going to look at everything that the SEC has hidden, which is very nice. The SEC has, in this entire conversation, not looked good for an entire freaking second. The judge was just bam, 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 slamming down on the SEC with question after question after question. They look pretty terrified, all right? The SEC side was pretty terrified in this entire debacle too, if you were to ask me. Oh wait, I'm still actually in the call. Let me hang up, by the way. Dumbass Dusty BC. Why are you doing that? The court is just listening to me rambling on now. That would be funny. And the only question that Ripple had at the end, which they quickly discussed, was whether or not the judge really understood what exactly it is looking for in these documents and whether or not this privilege can actually be properly used. And that all comes back to an issue of a little bit earlier, which had to do with objectiveness. I am not 100% sure how the objectiveness standard would work in normal court, guys. Don't request that of me. What I do get and what I do think is that the judge asked Ripple first about objectiveness and then the SEC about objectiveness because she wants to establish a basis for what the party should have known and should be thinking. What I mean with that is the SEC claims that the internal memos and internal documents and whatever are not relevant to Ripple because, well, XRP is different. They really asserted that a couple of times. Ripple claims XRP is so different, yet they want our documents. Why are they relevant? But then again, the judge requested that specifically because, well, if the SEC made some thoughts on XRP internally, right, it could be that Ripple didn't know some stuff, right? But is it about the mindset that they had or about the fact? And what I mean with that is you can be reckless because we all assume you're reckless, but you can also be reckless according to the law. And those are two completely different things, right? It could be that you're just reckless in somebody's opinion. For example, if the SEC had an entire freaking discussion already about XRP, they know some stuff, yet they've never given it out, and and Ripple does something wrong, right? Because the SEC thinks so, that's, kind of a subjective thing. If Ripple did something wrong, but they thought they were doing wrong, but is not wrong following the law, once more subjective. If Ripple, however, is doing something wrong following the law that the SEC put up, that is objective. And that is exactly what the judge really tried to put her freaking fist in the SEC's butthole for, to kind of cleanse down on that one. Where exactly is Ripple doing it wrong on the objective part? And she didn't really ask, like, oh, but did Ripple do it wrong objectively? No, she didn't ask that. She asked, what do you find objective and how exactly do you define that in this specific regard? And I think that Ripple won on that part. I think the middle part, which was basically about, by the way, the price is going down right now, I think because the price just pumped up so much up front. Maybe because people thought settlement or something like that and they were buying in. If you're wondering, I think that's what's happening right now. But at the start, I guess, was mostly about this objectiveness of the recklessness charge against the individual defendants. The middle part about whether or not XRP is relevant to Bitcoin and Ether. The SEC side is saying no. Ripple is claiming every single time how different XRP is to Bitcoin and Ether. Yet they're also trying to request this documentation that we have, for example, with the FSB, the Finnish. I don't remember exactly what the FSB stood for. I said it somewhere throughout the stream, but I forgot. And Ripple, of course, Ripple side saying, well, that's just a dumbass argument, right? That's the dumbest thing. I don't even know if I have to explain that further. The SEC's defense on that one saying, oh, but Ripple's saying it's so different. When the SEC is clearly trying to compare it to ICOs and whatnot. That's the dumbest thing I've seen in a little while. Literally, that's what they did. The SEC, tried to compare it to freaking ICOs, saying, oh, yeah, it's so... Yeah. So that one was really, really whack. The Slack communications and the other motions have not been discussed inside there, so that's not been brought to order. And the end, of course, with the conclusion that we had right now about in-camera review and the judge asking why not, or exactly why would the SEC be against it. And that was also a funny conclusion to me. The SEC side is saying, like, no, I mean, about privilege and how they would not be able to do their job properly if yada, yada, yada. All BS, all stupid-ass stuff, all nothingness, all not really that interesting, all not really that important. Because the conclusion is that the judge sides with Ripple on this one. The call, yes, is finished. Right now, the judge concluded the call. We got the conclusion once more that Ripple has officially won. If we're looking at the documents that it started off with, right? It's Ripple requesting an in-camera review and those documents. The judge now knows that the SEC denied it twice to give him over. However, the judge also knows that they are denying that mostly on the basis of some sort of privilege. And it's now up to the judge, because she can't just say, no, it's not privileged. She doesn't know, because she does not know what's in those documents. That's why she said we're going to do an in-camera review, and she, herself, is going to look at the documents and a redacted version of their letter as to why. I think it's just another back and forth, right? Another conference about whether or not it's privileged and whether or not this has to pull through. One thing, you guys, that I still don't know, is this new conference going to be about whether or not an in-camera review should take place or about the further ings of this case? I would say it's about the latter. Then again, September 14th is our first date for a redacted letter. Then September 28th is Ripple's response to it. Very freaking interesting. And guys, one request I'm going to put up for you all as well is if you can press the like button right now. I'm live streaming this while recording. You guys might actually see this afterwards, though. That would be pretty funny. But if you guys could all press the like button on the live stream, we can actually get to 5,000 likes. It has never happened. And, oh, it has actually happened, but the only thing happened twice. And if you guys can also press the like button on the recording if you're watching this in hindsight, make sure you do that too. By the way, guys, we are so close to 129,000 subs. If you could press the subscribe button right now, too, that would be so appreciated, partially because you should be updated for everything that is about to happen, but also because, I mean, we got to get to 150,000 subs at one point, right? So make sure you are there or be square. In terms of price, I think it was rather interesting. So the price went up at the start and just before the hearing. You can see that this is my time zone, and 6 p.m. exactly here the hearing was supposed to start. A couple of minutes prior, the price just started pumping up, potentially because people thought a settlement would come over or something along those lines, right? The price, however, started to kind of slowly go down somewhere, I guess, when the hearing actually started, because the hearing started, I think, about 10, 20 minutes after 6 p.m., and so that could potentially be the case right here. The price went down when it started, and because there wasn't any overwhelmingly positive news, the price never really picked up the pace again or went too bullish. Once more, guys, if I had to draw a conclusion, I would say big thumbs up, big bullish, big nice, because an in-camera review is just exactly what we wanted and what we needed. If the SEC was hiding something, the judge is going to find it out. Like Roy Cox says, the camera review, which is going to be heavily redacted so that the judge can't make head. Ooh, okay, I get you, Roy. So the in-camera review is going to be redacted. There's actually two things, Roy. The SEC has to send an unredacted version out to the judge and a redacted version, I believe, to the public, right? So, because she was basically saying September 4th, SEC, put up your letter that's redacted to the public, and then an unredacted letter, because I wrote here, unredacted to the court. But he's saying, Roy Cox, the camera review, which is going to be heavily redacted, so the judge can't make head nor tail of the documents. Pointless exercise, more delays, exactly as predicted. As this is a joke. I think you're wrong right there. Because Ripple literally said, we have a purpose for doing all of this. And the judge said it's normal procedure to have these in-camera reviews. Make it redacted, but the reason for the redaction right here, and the specific heavily redaction, is so that she can actually make up what is head and what is tail. So the reason it's redacted right now and not everything straight to the bad is so she can basically look at this and say, okay, there might be something in here which actually is relevant, so we're going to look at more documents. If she looks at it and is like, this is all privileged, they might not have to look further, which is the point of this entire exercise and thing. All right, let's quickly go over some of the donations. If you're watching this video in hindsight, I guess, nice. So we got a couple. We got Jerry Mojero said XP baby coming in with the $5. Thank you very much. Mazebiswichi says SEC smells lime scrap at this point with the £5. This is, by the way, all the donations that we got during the live stream. Crypto Bull Doge says with the $5, dude, tell me you saw what Sisla is doing. First company to let you own a piece of crypto private island. Amber Rose Jake Paul is in crypto island token. I don't really like that. The Majestic 12 says with the 100 Indian says, don't FOMO, hold XP will be moon soon. Okay. Fawzi coming in with the, I don't know what that is, MYR 1990. I don't know what that's supposed to be, what currency that is. Critical hit, yes. And Aaron once again coming in with the $11.99 saying, quickly see. Subscribe! Yeah, once more, guys, subscribe to the channel. And once more, if you're watching it right now, make sure you press that like button. We're almost at 5,000 likes on this live stream. We're almost at 129,000 subs, which is already crazy too. Really, really crazy to me. Meyer is Malaysian ringgit. Oh, I didn't know. My bad, my friend. My bad. Wow. What a day it has been, though, guys. What a day. Funny how we started off with some conclusions, went right into some other conclusions, right into another. Dusty, is it a big win for us today? I'm going to say it's a rather big win. I didn't expect this turn of events, let's put it like that. But the way that the judge was doing all of this, it was kind of deliberate, I would say. It's more bullish than I'd anticipated, let's put it like that. I thought that because of everything we've been hyping up for, that it would be a little bit of a letdown, a really big one. But the hearing will not continue on. Somebody's asking, will the hearing resume? No. It's basically closed right now, closed topic. Today was the last day of the fact discovery. However, they're going to be discovering some facts as time moves on anyway, so I don't really get exactly where there's deadlines for if you're going to kind of conclude it forward. But the redacted version is going to be for the public, which is going to come out September 14th. The unredacted version is going to be sent to the court. We will not get to see that. September 28th, the Ripple response is going to be. And Bill says, explain in camera review. I think your best bet, if you want the really, really, really in-depth, is to watch Jeremy Hogan. Just going to let you be honest with that. I'm not a lawyer. And I'll be watching that too, and I'll be covering that a little bit later today, I think. However, my own view on in-camera review is basically the SEC has to send their documents for an in-camera review. So let's say the SEC had documents like an internal memo, for example. They have to give kind of a redacted, so kind of a shortened overview of what exactly it is that they're hiding. So the judge can actually decide whether or not they're claiming their privilege right. And privilege basically means that the SEC right now is hiding documents. The judge has to decide whether or not they can actually keep them hidden or whether or not they have to be made public. Hopefully you guys get that now. It's not that difficult, but it's a really, really key point though. So I'm going to say that is my conclusion for right now. Let's quickly see if Jeremy Hogan actually tweeted anything out, just for a good measure. You guys all know, right? He's definitely a go-to source for this type of stuff. Let's quickly check it out. So he has said a couple of things. Get in if you aren't. Listen for the magic words. I'll do an in-camera review. That's what we want to hear. So keep a picture of a camera in your head at all times. And that's exactly what we got. Your mind power has worked. That and the oratory skills of Attorney Solomon. Once more, really, I must say, the SEC didn't speak well at this one. My schedule for the rest of the day today is 1, client meeting, 3:40 p.m. hearing, go home, outline and shoot video, dinner with kids while watching Wonderful Wife edit video, and 6, posted on YouTube. So most likely this thing will be posted when I am sleeping. I guess, I'm not sure, but maybe. But I'll definitely get to it a little bit later. However, the lawsuit is, once more, never ending. It kind of feels like, feels like a freaking dumbass thing, I guess. But that's the way that these things usually go, all right? That's the way that these things go. It's rather funny to me. Oh, my days, guys. But in-camera review is perfect. That's exactly what we wanted. We got exactly what we wanted. Big win for Ripple is the conclusion. Once more, guys, make sure you follow me over on Instagram if you want to. My name on there is TheDustyBC. You can also join the Discord. A link is down below. There's 13,000 people in there. You guys can also check out Bybit because right now there's $3,600 worth of bonuses over on there. You might want to get yourself a couple of bonuses. Might want to get yourself some nice free money. Not sure exactly what you want, but that might be nice. And once more, you might want to follow me over on Twitter, TheDustyBC, because it's just a place of good information every so often, right? What a crazy day this was, though, guys. What a crazy day. Make sure you follow me over on Twitter. I'm going to tweet it out. While you guys are watching here, big, look, the caps, of course, because it's Dusty. Big win for Ripple. There we go. Boom. My own opinion. Some people will disagree. I don't really care. Big win for Ripple. My own opinion. We'll see it, though. All right, the fruits will bear in a little while from now. But in terms of video, I'm going to end that one now.